Hi guys, Sean Barker here from dadfitness.com. Welcome to my dungeon. Well, basically this is the small weight room that you can see that I've been working out in for close to 15 years, except for the couple years that I was away to college. You'll see it's not very big, it's not very fancy. Most of the stuff here was homemade by some local power lifters, as well as my dad was a long time lifter here. I'll just give you a quick tour. And the reason I want to give you a quick tour is because we're finally getting some new equipment for the first time ever, basically. So we're getting some new dumbbells, some new benches, and they're actually getting a couple treadmills. As you notice, there's nothing here for cardio except an old rusty bike back there. So just give you a quick tour, maybe give you some of the history on some of the old equipment here. Basically, this is the only squat rack we have, or power rack. This was all fabricated in the nearby iron ore mines here. It's good and sturdy. It's basically all you need for some squats and some presses, some heavy deadlifts. Over here in the corner, a lot of people don't even know what this is. This is a standing calf raise. The weights on there, not a lot of people change because they're so heavy, but the story I remember behind this piece of equipment was when you get on this, of course it hurts the back of your neck and your trap area a bit. It's quite uncomfortable. It does the job, but I remember when I started working out with my dad, I said, you know, it's uncomfortable on the traps. And he said, well, build up your traps. So that's typically the mentality around this local lifting gym here. It's the advice you get, and hey, it works. So that's an old vertical leg press, as you see there. This is the old 45-degree leg press. We're getting quite wore out. Of course, you got the quad extension machine. A couple machines was actually the only semi-new machines that we've ever gotten was this Atlantic leg extension, as well as the Atlantis bench press here, and the pull down over there as well. Here's where we do most of the seated cable rolls for your back. Again, all homemade. And then of course you see in the background there, this is our music. No surround sound, fancy stuff. It's just an old stereo CD player. I actually hooked my iPhone into the cable here and let the music blast. Lots of times you could be the only person in the gym, which is great. That's just another lifting rack there. Old shoulder press rack. And you get your two bench presses. This one is quite old. What I like about this one though is, even though it is old, as you see where the bar is racked here, you don't have to, it's not as strengthful on the shoulders trying to get the bar off the rack. You could slide it directly off here. Opposed to this one, I find uncomfortable because you have to sort of lift the bar up. And that's not good for shoulder health. So of course what you see here is the old dumbbells. As you can see, the 100-pounders broke off. Many times these get broke off because guys drop them. We try to get them welded. That's 97s. They don't go up in 5-pound increments. You know, they might go from 60s to 73s to 82s. As you can see, you work your way down the rack. They're not usually organized that well. But hey, they do the job, and some of them actually thick handle, which is great for grip strength. So that's the dumbbell rack there. So yeah, we're getting a new set of dumbbells up to 100 pounds, which is great. Yeah, you have the incline bench press rack. And here's an old-fashioned lat pull-down machine with some various attachments. A lot of these, again, were homemade and fabricated by welders, local welders. Some old benches here. And here's a pull-down machine, the newest one, if you can call it that. Some old classic fixed barbells. You don't see these around very often. And this is one of the very first things that was here. It's an old universal workout machine with a universal shoulder press, bench press. That one's pretty good for doing shrugs. Old leg press. Leg raise, and here's your pretty much your one or only cable attachment for stuff like, you know, tricep push downs and, you know, that type of stuff. So, and another cable attachment there for curls and stuff. So yeah, so here's our cardio section. I don't even think this bike works anymore, so I guess a couple of people will be happy to get the new treadmills. Here's our old pec deck machine. Basically this belongs in the dump because this machine, as well as a lot of the new ones, aren't that great. They're bad on the shoulders. You're better off doing some bench presses, you know, push-ups, stuff like that. An old grungy corner for some lab work. People, I like to call this the equipment graveyard. People like to bring their old equipment that they don't use at home and bring it here because we haven't got much new stuff. So that's an old elliptical, you know, an ab curl machine. Again, belongs in the dump as far as I'm concerned. One of our original preacher curl, cable preacher curl. Some more old bicep equipment here, as well as an old dip station machine. Alright guys, that's it for my little tour here at the gym. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, it's good to see the history behind some of these old places because there's not many of them around anymore. So you don't need something fancy for a great workout, whether it's home or your little local gym. Alright guys, Sean Barker here from dadfitness.com. Take care.